Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoint, and if you're looking for the ultimate productivity laptop setup, this could be the one. It's the new 2022 LG Gram with the LG Gram Plus View. It combines the portability of a laptop, the productivity of a dual screen setup, and the performance of the latest Intel i7 processor. I'll get this unboxed and we'll go over what this laptop does differently to the rest, and why it's become my favourite Windows laptop to use. I have linked to it below if you want to check it out, along with my wallpaper that I featured today. But any questions, just let me know in the comments. And inside the box we've got the LG Gram, which we'll take a look at in a minute. Then there's the manual and a power adapter as well as the charger. It does also come with this piece of card, and it's got a pencil holder and a calendar built in. So if you wanted to, you could pop out the pieces and put it together for your desk. But here it is, and this thing is ridiculously light. When I picked it up for the first time, I honestly thought it was missing the battery. It's that light. Well, the colour that I've gone for is called Obsidian Black. It's a magnesium alloy case, but it's super thin and lightweight. On the front of the laptop, it's got the Gram logo, and as you can see, it's got a silver, almost mirror-like finish to it. And other than this logo, it's got a pretty understated and minimal design. Now, of course, the colour that I went for is black, but it's also available in silver as well as white. And if we take a quick look at the connections and the ports that are available, we've got two USB 3.2 ports and a micro SD card slot on one side. Then if we flip it around on the other side, we've got one HDMI port, two Thunderbolt 4 ports and a headphone jack. Now what's great about the Thunderbolt 4 ports is not only do they work for transferring the image to an external display, but you can also charge your laptop via this cable as well. So if you're using it with a monitor like myself, you'll only ever need a one cable setup. Okay, if we open this up and we can take a look at the screen. And the first thing that I noticed was just how clear and sharp the image was. Sure, I'm used to 4K and even 5K screens, but the resolution on this on a screen of this size is incredible. It's a 2560 by 1600 resolution, but it comes with a 16 by 10 display rather than the usual 16 by 9. That means you actually get about 11% more screen size vertically. It might not seem like a lot, but it definitely makes a difference. As for the screen size, well, this is the 16-inch version that I've got here, but it is also available at 17 inches as well. But coming from using a 16-inch laptop every single day, this felt like the best choice for me. If we look around the edges of the screen, you can see the bezels are pretty thin on the sides. And then they've done an awesome job of hiding the front-facing HD camera at the top. So it means there's no need for a notch getting in the way of the screen. But the thing that stood out to me the most on this screen so far is the colour and vibrancy of the images. It's got the usual DCI P3 99% or minimum 95% colour gamut, but the images really do look incredible on here. Now, as I use Lightroom on a daily basis, it was the first thing that I installed, and editing photos on here looks awesome. Of course, it's an IPS panel, so the colours will look vivid and decent anyway. Now, you might have noticed, but the screen has an anti-glare coating. It's not something that I would normally opt for, but this is without doubt the best anti-glare screen that I've ever used. And the text is still sharp on the menus and the documents, which is something you'd normally lose as a compromise with a matte screen. But this is where it gets really interesting. So we know this is a 16-inch laptop already, but what if you could double the width of this, essentially making it a portable dual screen setup? Well, that's where this awesome screen comes in handy. This is the LG Gram Plus View. It's a second 16-inch screen that connects directly to the LG Gram via a single USB-C cable, and it doesn't need charging either. This cable will provide the image and power in one go. It also comes with a cover that instantly makes this look like a giant tablet, but then it doubles up as the stand. And what I love about this is the effort that LG have gone to make sure this screen sits perfectly in line, so it literally looks like an extension of your laptop. So it comes with two USB-C ports. You've got one on each side, and this means when you're using it, you're not limited to which side of your laptop that you actually plug it in. So you could have it on the left or the right, or if you wanted to, you could even have it vertically instead. There's also a little button on the side of the screen which controls the brightness of the display. Now, the 16-inch screen on its own is great, and I think it's the perfect laptop size for video and photo editing. But once it's paired with the LG Gram Plus View, this thing is unstoppable for productivity. The ability to have multiple windows open across two screens and either mirror or extend them is awesome, and this makes the 16-inch laptop a 32 by 10 screen. It's definitely one of those setup accessories that you didn't realise how good they were until you tried it. And as for the performance, well, the one that I have here has a 12th gen Intel Core i7 processor. That's the latest processor from Intel. Plus it has a 1TB SSD and 32GB of RAM. Now that is more than enough for every task that I need to throw at it, plus normal web browsing on a day-to-day basis. And although this is very capable at video editing, I won't be using it for that. But for photo editing in Lightroom, multitasking with websites, emails, socials, and watching videos, it's been awesome so far. I've not seen any lag, freezes or shutdowns over the last week. In fact, other than the fans kicking in from time to time, not enough to distract me, it's been a solid laptop. And don't let the lightweight feel of this laptop undermine the performance that it's packing. It really is more than enough for most of us. And if the 2-screen setup wasn't enough for you, well, you could always plug it into a desk monitor instead. So I'm using the LG 40WP95C, and this is a 5K 2K ultra-wide monitor. I've had this for about 4 months now, and this thing is massive. So using that single USB-C or Thunderbolt 4 cable, I've got the LG Gram powered and sending the image to the screen. This now means I can still have the portability of the laptop, but it'll act as a PC setup when I need it. I've also connected a wireless keyboard and mouse to this, so the laptop can sit to one side while I'm working. Sorry, what was that? You don't think 2 screens are enough for productivity? Okay, here's the LG Gram connected to the 40-inch ultra-wide and the LG Gram Plus View. So we've now got 3 screens working side by side, each with different apps running, all from the LG Gram. Now, assuming you need a laptop for portability, like moving it around your house or to and from school, well, the LG Gram is probably the perfect option for that. Now, although this is a 16-inch laptop, it comes in at just 1,199 grams, or 2.64 pounds. That is ridiculously light for a laptop of this size. It also means throwing it in and out of your bag is not going to be a problem. In fact, I reckon you'd probably forget you've even packed it, it's that light. And if you are using both the laptop and the second screen together, well, the combined weight is 1,860 grams. You might have noticed when I was showing you the ports earlier that there's no LAN port on this, although you can use one via an adapter. But for me, the Wi-Fi 6E connection is perfect anyway, and that's normally what I would use. Now, even though this is a very lightweight laptop, it's got a full metal body made from magnesium alloy. So it's strong enough to pass a military-grade durability test for pressure, high and low temps, dust, vibration, salt, fog, and shock. So it's pretty strong. And if you are on the move, either around your house or out and about, you want to make sure that it can hold a decent charge. But you'll be pleased to know you can get up to 20 hours of use. This will of course vary depending on what you're doing in the screen brightness and if you're using the extra screen, but it is still really impressive. Over the last week of testing, I've seen at least 12 hours of use of what I would say normal day-to-day usage. And that's before I needed to plug it back in and charge it up. So if you combine the weight, durability and battery, this is a great laptop for students. Plus it looks awesome. Okay, so far so good? Well, this cannot be an honest video if I don't highlight the issues as well. And the single problem that I have found with this, ignoring the fingerprint magnet if you go for black, are the speakers. It's packing 1.5 watt speakers here, which support DTS-X Ultra surround sound. On paper, well, this sounds good. But in reality, these are the tinniest and lacking speakers I've heard in a very long time. If you're after something with bass, well, this isn't it. They're obviously better than nothing at all, but I would highly recommend picking up some headphones instead. By the way, any game that I've played on here runs really smoothly, and that 120Hz refresh rate looks great from those consoles. So I was already impressed with the design, portability and specs, but the AI tech that's built into the LG Gram is incredible, and some of these features will completely change the way that you work. So it's called LG Glance by Mirrormetrics. There are a total of 9 functions here, each can be turned on and off and have their own settings. Essentially, the camera recognizes you and triggers different software features while you're using the laptop. First are the privacy and security options. Presence detection will automatically lock or turn off the screen when you leave the laptop. So as soon as you walk away, it will dim and lock the screen. And then there's smart display, where this actually blurs the screen when you look away. So if you have a second screen attached to, it will blur just the one that you're not looking at. This is a brilliant feature if you're at the office or using it in public. Then there's a privacy guard, and that blurs the entire screen if someone else is staring at your screen from behind. Privacy alert is very similar to privacy guard, but it shows a shield icon on the top left or right corner if someone is looking at your screen. Then there's the smart player setting, and this will automatically pause the video if it detects you've walked off or you're away from your screen. There's a few other wellness settings like posture warning if you're too close to your screen, or the 20-20-20 rule where it makes you look away every 20 minutes for 20 seconds at 20 feet. Not only that, but if you enable it in the settings, you can use your face to log into the laptop. So no need to type any keys, just power it on, look at the screen and you're good to go. Now, other than when I've had this plugged into my Ultrawide, I have been using the inbuilt keyboard and touchpad. I mean, it's hard to get excited about a keyboard, but it has been really nice to type on. There's enough travel for the keys so it doesn't feel too shallow, and you feel confident that each key is actually being registered. They feel nice to the touch and they aren't too loud. I also like the fact that it comes with a separate number pad on the side, something that I always like to have on external keyboards and not many laptops come with. And then you've got the touchpad as well, which is great. It's got gesture functions and there's no need to hard press to click or double click, as it's very responsive to the touch instead. Okay, so how much are we looking to spend on a laptop that's incredibly portable, lightweight, and packing some serious performance features for video and photo editing? What are we thinking, about £2,000 to £2,500? Nope, this 16-inch top spec model with a 1TB SSD and 32GB of RAM is £1,750. Then the LG Gram Plus View is an extra £200 if you buy it from LG's website. So for under £2,000, you've got yourself this awesome portable dual monitor setup. Of course, if you didn't need the extra screen or you don't need the top spec model, you could get this for under £1,500. So the ultimate question is it worth buying? Well, the easy answer, if it is within budget, is yes. If you're needing a Windows-based laptop for work or home, or you're a student and need something that's quick, reliable, and portable, this is awesome. Now, this will actually be replacing my Windows laptop that I use every single day for work. Although it will be very rare that I use the extra screen, as it will likely be docked at my desk. But what do you think to it? Could this be the ultimate productivity laptop setup? Well, drop a nice laptop in the comments and I will give you a thumbs up for staying right till the end. And if you did enjoy today's video, check out my desk setup video next, as that covers everything that I'm currently using at my desk. Thanks for watching, please like, sub, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.